Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show we talk about movies if we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And today, it's a very special day, because we are finally gonna talk about Snow White! Whoa, yes! The 2025 Snow White live-action remake.
Yes.
Starring everyone's darling Rachel Zegler. But also Gal Gadot and some other people. The only one I recognized was Martin Kleba. Yeah, he was the voice of Grumpy, I think.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him though. For being honest,
I didn't recognize him, but because I think they did some of the voices. But I saw him in the credits. I was like, oh, that's the little guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, looking at some of the other dwarves, I kind of recognize a couple of them at least.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. It's directed by Mark Webb and written by, what was her name?
Oh no, wait.
Erin Cressida Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah. Mark Webb, of course.
Cressida was my. I was like, ooh, that's a nice name. I recognize that from somewhere.
Yeah.
And then, of course, based on the Brother Grimm story.
The Brothers Grimm story, yeah. And Mark Webb, of course, being, I think, primarily known for the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Is that
or maybe, yeah. He got his big breakthrough with what's it called? 500 Days of Summer.
Oh right, yeah, 500 Days
and then
of Summer.
Sony was like, "You made a quirky indie movie. How about you make some action movies for us?" He's like, "Okay,
sure, man." He's done a few things though.
Yeah, he does a lot of TV.
True.
Or produces TV, I suppose. I don't know if he directs TV.
No, he directs. That's the thing. He has 80 previous directing credits.
It's all TV. Okay. Yeah.
It's a bunch of TV. That's true.
Yeah.
A bunch of like 1, 2, 3 episodes. Anywho, yes.
It's the classic Snow White story.
More or less.
Completely, I'd say.
It's not though.
No,
that's the thing.
There's a little bit of a difference, but from what I can remember of the original story, other than the like uprising, which isn't really a thing, it's basically the same story.
I mean, yes, there are details that are different, but
yeah, exactly. But it's the exact same story.
Yeah. It's princess has to hide from evil stepmother, ends up in the woods with the 7 dwarfs, eats the poison apple, gets saved by true love's kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Lives happily ever after.
Spoilers.
That's. I mean, if you haven't seen the 1930s Disney classic.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't actually think I've seen the whole thing.
No,
maybe
probably
when I was
neither.
a kid.
We mainly see the Christmas cut.
Which is
Swedish.
Yeah, for Sweden. That's not a thing outside of Sweden.
No.
I mean, it is an American Christmas special, but I don't think it's as well known as it is here in Sweden.
No. And that's only one song out of the entire movie, so.
Yeah. It's the...
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Wait, your mic isn't picking it up, so I can't really hear it.
But that was the wrong one. That was the Tomt of Verkstad. Whatever. It's the one that they didn't have in this movie, which annoyed me.
They had like the start of it,
just the start when they all start dancing outside.
Then they changed it. I'm guessing they weren't allowed to.
What do you mean they weren't allowed? It's Disney. There's no copyright anymore.
No, I guess not.
The story's over 100 years old.
Maybe it's not the most known song. It's just for us in Sweden.
Yeah. Anyway,
anywho,
we should get into it.
Yes.
It's not. We didn't watch this because we were
so excited.
Yeah, claiming to like watch this because we're such big fans of Snow White. No, I don't.
No.
I don't care about Snow White. I didn't care about this. Obviously, you know what I think about Disney and their remakes.
Especially if it's a musical.
Yeah, well, all Disney movies are musicals.
I guess true. Well, mainly.
I'm pretty sure all of them are.
The live action ones? Yeah.
Well, if they're remakes of the old ones, they are.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
No, why I wanted to see this was to see how big of a fuck up it would be, because this movie has technically it's been in the works for almost 10 years, like 2016, right after remember Cinderella?
Yeah,
Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella, which was kind of a big hit. They were like, oh, we should keep remaking all the Disney princesses. And this was
the one with Lily James, right? And Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this was the next one they were like starting, because I mean, Cinderella, Snow White, those are the big classics. Yeah. However, it went into development hell, and it wasn't really properly started to be like worked on until 2022. I mean, the script was written before that, but they started production in 2022.
Yeah.
And it was finished. They shot it. It was done. They wrapped in 2022. But then, and I think that's around the time where all the interviews. Well, the interviews came later, but you know, there were interviews like throughout 2023, 2024, and then in 2024 they decided to reshoot or do reshoots and pickups. 2 years later.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I wonder why.
I think there's a clear distinction in the scenes that were reshot, though. I don't know which one are the old ones and which are the new ones, because they're so different. It's not like, oh, this is an upgrade of... No, it's like two different movies. But we'll get to that. But the big thing about the movie was that... I mean, the first pictures weren't promising, because originally they were supposed to be, like, little people playing the dwarves.
Right.
I think. And people are like, oh, it looks goofy. And then they changed it. But, that, you know, so it's like, it looks whatever. And then, of course, Rachel Zegler being cast, all the knee-jerk reactionaries on YouTube were like, no!
All right. It had with, I found the trivia straight away. Following comments by Peter Dinklage, alleging the original film depicted the dwarves in a negative light, Disney announced on January 25th, 2022, that they would approach the characters differently, while also consulting members of the dwarfism community.
Instead, they just, nope. Now they're CGI. Although, like we said, Martin Kleba did one of the voices, so I'm guessing all the voices are little people or dwarves, midgets.
Some of them are. Depends on the size. There's a difference between dwarf and midget, I think.
No.
I don't. Oh, maybe I'm thinking it wrong. Whatever.
The only thing, and we've had this discussion before, we can stop because we're gonna have to say the words a lot. They never say dwarf in the movie, because I know a lot of people don't like this that we be called dwarf.
Sure.
I know a lot of people say, oh, we want to be called little people, but one of my biggest idols of all time is Wee Man, Jason Acuna, from Jackass and skating fame. And he says that he's not a little person, he's a guy. But if you have to say something, say midget. He prefers midget, so I'll say midget. Anyway.
I'm just gonna, I'll probably instinctively say the dwarves, because that's what they're called in the original. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
But just so we can stop dancing around the word, because I know there's some controversy about it. Midget, the ones in the movies are dwarves or whatever.
Yes.
Anyway. So there were some...
That was one of the issues.
That was one of the issues. That's kind of where it started. So it didn't come off to a good start.
No.
And then there were the interviews, which I think... Rachel Zegler gave like on some red carpet stuff, probably when she did the
Hunger Games
snakes
prequel?
and birds,
Snakes
or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. Snakes.
No, me neither. I can't remember. Songbirds and snakes or something.
Songbirds and snakes and songbirds. Yeah. And she had the comments like, like this ain't your grandma Snow White, basically. She's not some fair maiden who has to be saved. She's a boss bitch, basically. And like, those old ideas are kind of weird, and they did the face. Everyone paused on that face.
Yeah.
The thing. And she just sold it in the worst way possible.
Which, honestly, when I heard that, I just went, so it's Kristen Stewart's Snow White, then?
Yeah, exactly. Or is it gonna be that performative third wave feminism that nobody likes other than third wave feminists? That the force is female kind of thing. that Disney did with Star Wars, and it's gonna be like, oh, the prince or whatever he is, he's like, oh, Snow White, I love you, and she's like, stay away, I do not need your help. It was gonna be 2016 Ghostbusters vibe.
Yeah, no boys allowed.
No. And especially such a beloved story,
Disney classic.
Disney classic, but also the Grimm story, like such a
classic story in general. Yeah.
And it's just like, it's gonna be such a train wreck. So I was like, at first I was like, we're not gonna watch it, but then it was like, the closer it came, I was like, I kind of want to see this.
Honestly, since the premiere, I haven't heard much about it.
No.
I saw that someone made a review, but I didn't watch it.
Jeremy Johns did a review. I mean, he reviews basically
that's
the movie,
who I saw, yeah.
And I saw some of the people I still kind of follow from that side of YouTube, who the ones that made like 1,000 videos between 2022 and now about this movie.
Yeah.
Because that's their whole thing. Like, oh my god, they hate Star Wars now, they hate Disney now, but they never talk about anything else because that's how they're
just reacting to the feminist issues or the anti-feminist thing, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway,
I saw some fashion channels talk about it too because of the colors of her dress was apparently. It looked weird in some promo pictures, and people were upset about that. Apparently,
well, we'll get into the costumes. We just gotta get the pre-story over before we can get into the actual movie. Because that's really what's interesting about the movie.
Yeah.
True. So I decided that we were gonna do this because like, oh shit, it's actually, because it was almost like it's not actually gonna come out. There were rumors of that. There were rumors that they were removing Rachel Zegler. I was like, how are you going to remove her? But it was more like they're removing her from talk. You don't talk about the movie. Like,
exactly. Shut up.
If anyone asks
please.
you, deflect. Stop talking about it.
This is not the movie we're promoting right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, no, we kind of have to do this. But also, like, I didn't want to give Disney any money. So since I had I had a lot of time on my hands nowadays, I went early. I used I racked up some bonus points, so I got it extra cheap, or cheap points. So I didn't give Disney a single cent, but I did buy soda and nachos this time. I went full theater mode.
But that money goes towards the
cinema.
Theater.
Exactly. That's why I spent a little more money. I should have bought the Snow White combo, but it was like 300 crowns. I was like, no.
I actually bought it cheaper as well. I found like a kind of early screening that I could make in one of the smaller cinemas.
Yeah, it was like 99 crowns.
99 crowns, which
That's
is
insane.
What, $10?
It's not even. It's like $8.50.
Not even.
Yeah. I haven't bought a ticket that cheap in years. Like decades.
It was the biggest screen as well.
But why was it so cheap?
Though. No, because all of their cinema is kind of small.
Oh, okay.
Their biggest one is like
regular.
I guess like
what? There's no
salon
reference.
4 or 5, I guess, in Zegler.
Okay,
doesn't make sense to anyone else.
No, exactly, a regular screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
it was me and like 3 other people.
Yeah, same for me. We had, I mean, it was grandparents and some parents with their kids. And just like kids, they were basically up and walking throughout the entire movie. Had to go to the bathroom.
It is from 7, so like it's rated 7 here in Sweden. So.
It is a kids movie, and I want to talk about that too. And then there were I think a couple of Disney adults above me, and then me. That was it. Yeah. But like I said, it was the middle of the day. It was a Thursday, so
yeah.
Anyway, but let's get into the actual movie then.
Yes.
Let's see where we land. What did you think of Snow White?
I thought it was. I'm going to choose the right word here. I thought it was boring.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, as in badly made fully. It was boring.
By the way, before
was
you continue,
boring. Yes.
Did you read my review?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay, good.
Because I wanted to. I figured I should wait.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought it was boring. And yes, granted, it is a children's movie. However, modern day children's movies are usually made also so that the parents can enjoy them. a little bit.
They don't have to, but yeah, that's preferable. But I gotta say, that's one of the things I did like about the movie. It definitely felt like it was made for kids.
True. But usually there's like something that makes the adults go a little bit, okay, I can watch this.
This is not going to be fun for a grown-up.
Pure children.
Yeah.
Because my colleague asked me, like, so if you see it, can you, like, text me after and tell me if it's good for my daughter to see it? And it's like, yes, your daughter will like it, you will not. You're gonna find it very dull.
yeah.
But no, mainly it was boring. I did, like, end up going, like, shit, am I gonna fall asleep here? Because nothing is happening.
You're gonna pull it to BS.
Yeah, basically. I squirmed to, like, stay awake.
Okay.
At certain points. Not all of it, and, like, I enjoyed some things, but most of it was kind of dull.
Yeah.
It's like a 1 star. Really.
1 star, okay.
Not 2, maybe, if I'm being nice.
Okay.
Because I have some issues with other things as well.
But, like,
which we'll get into.
What were your expectations? Did you have any expectations?
I thought it would be more like the other Disney remakes they made, like Cinderella or like Beauty and the Beast, which has more of a, I don't know,
that story is pretty
adult
dark.
vibe to it.
Yeah.
I guess. Thing is, if we're gonna talk original stories, Snow White is pretty grim if you look at the original storyline. Even in the 30s cartoon, I think.
But it's not really not much happens in the story. That's the problem.
No, that's true.
Like
but
it's pretty
downplayed
grim.
The few things that does happen.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, like, there's no real way to make this like other than the huntsman killing a deer instead of killing her, because that's what he does in the original, right? Or the original. The
30s, both of them, the 30s and the original.
Okay. Yeah. And then of course the evil queen poisoning Snow White. Are there any more like harsh scenes or sequences, what do you want to call it?
I think there's supposed to be one more, but I can't remember it. Because
I don't feel like they've.
No, maybe not.
No, that's the thing. Like it's not like Little Red Riding Hood, which is super graphic if you read the original.
Oh yeah,
like eating people and cutting the wolf open and throwing rocks into him and shit. Like that one is
sewing him shut and drowning him.
Yeah, that one's pretty harsh. Snow White
is, yes,
not that bad.
No, that's true. There's not a lot that happens in Snow White in general.
Yeah. And they kind of, like I said, they kind of stuck to that. I appreciated that.
Sure.
And I think that's the because I had expectations. Obviously, I was going in. Let's see this train wreck, basically.
Yeah.
So I had those expectations.
So what did you think of it?
Well, like I said here, I kind of liked this. Even kind of loved it.
What? Excuse you, it was a musical.
I know. Not supposed to. I know. But I, like, unironically, did you look at my review?
Yeah, I just saw your score.
Yeah, because actually, that's how you know I liked it, because I wrote a long review for it.
That too. And you, Jesus Christ, yeah, that's a long one.
No, like I said, maybe my expectations were so low I couldn't even imagine this being remotely bearable, as I wrote. And maybe it's because I must have been suffering from emotional problems lately. Yeah, like every movie I've been watching lately, I've been crying at, and I'll tell you, I cried in this one too.
Wait, hold up. Where did you cry?
When Snow White is poisoned and all the dwarves are sad. It was so sad, because she was so nice.
No.
Well,
no.
Okay, I was like, God damn it. Like tears falling down my cheeks. I was like, I wasn't like ugly
Lord,
crying,
what
but
has
there
happened
were tears.
to you?
I know, and I'm going to restore my status as a true cinephile after this. I will.
Good.
This is not me like warming up to Disney or anything. But
first of all,
I like. Let's go through the bad things first, because obviously, I said I kind of loved it. I cried, but I only gave it 3.5 stars.
yeah.
So it's far from a masterpiece. It's not.
Sure.
It's not a great movie. It's a fine
But it's
movie.
above average.
Yes, it is, because a movie is supposed to take you on a ride, an emotional ride, and it did for me. But
Sure. You even gave it like above average of everyone's rating here.
I know.
On Letterboxd.
I know.
Because the average here is 2.4.
I was gonna give it 3, and I was like, but dude, you cried for the entire third act. You can't give it 3. And I enjoyed it. But let me tell you why. First of all,
please tell me why.
Let's get the bad stuff out of there. First of all,
yes.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, we know she's not a good actress. But this was...
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed her hamming it up, but I don't think she was purposefully hamming it up. She's just bad at acting. No offense, I like her.
It kind of worked somehow for me, but
It worked,
at the same time,
but it's bad.
She's taking it too seriously, though.
Yeah, she thinks she's doing like, oh, I am
Great at this
I'm
right
great
now.
at this. Yeah, and like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. If she'd done it intentionally bad, it would have worked even better.
Yeah. Exactly.
But she was too serious.
Oh,
Yes.
so bad. The worst part of the movie, and you mentioned it before, the costumes.
Her specific Snow White specifically,
but the clothes in
because the
general.
Evil Queens was pretty cool though.
They're pretty cool. Her first dress, it was like scales almost. It kept making noise when she moved. I liked that part. But
she had some pretty interesting designs, but I
didn't like the. I know it's from the original movie, but I didn't like
the headpiece is a bit weird. Yeah.
Like it made it because Gal Gadot act bad or whatever. She's a very pretty lady. But framing her face like that, she looked like an egg.
Yeah,
it did not do any favors.
But the dresses were nice. I like the Queen's dresses. Yeah. However, not Cinderella.
Snow White.
Snow White's dress.
Awful. All of them. Awful. It literally looked like a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
It looked cheap. It looked
I
like
don't know why they made a point of like the outer skirt falling off so she could have a yellow skirt. It's like, why?
I don't know.
They even flashed how the red ribbon fell off her hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the point?
I don't know.
And it just, it was almost like too bright.
Yeah. No, I think they were trying to, accurately capture the look of the cartoon movie, the animated movie.
See, but the thing
then
is,
it just
the
looks
1930s
like a
cartoon isn't that bright because they didn't make bright colors back in the days.
Well, it wasn't. It's not the brightness that bothered me. It was just
It's
the color palettes and the look of it.
Sure, the color palette and the form of it, the shape, is pretty much the same as the original, so to speak. But it's too bright. It looks cheap.
Yeah, exactly. It looks cheap. It looks... Because they were trying to make it look like the animated one. And in a real world, that just looks weird.
Which is, again, a weird thing to do when considering they made Snow White and Beauty and the Beast, and their dresses are gorgeous. Well, people hated Beauty and the Beast, but I don't understand why. Their dresses are gorgeous. Well, sure, they're more of like a ball gown style.
Yeah, but the dresses, if I remember that movie... They're similar to the animated version, but they still made them their own thing. Here it's just a
exactly.
Copy.
That's what I meant. They could have done that here as well. They could have just made inspired by the original dress and made it more human. Yeah. Real life.
Yeah. But I wanted to it's the same problem. Do you remember the Warcraft movie?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. They really wanted to capture that big epic look of the games. Problem is the art style in the games is kind of cartoony. It's not like realistic. Yes. So everyone running around.
When you throw in real humans,
it was just like, oh, they're obviously wearing like foam armor.
Yeah,
it just looked like plastic. It's so dumb. And the same thing here. You can't just copy the original. You have to make it
the
similar.
world itself looked a little bit too cartoonish at times.
Yes, I did like the fucking cottagecore feel of the dwarves' cottage, but it looked
There was like the rounded corners kind of looked.
It was too much. It was like you couldn't do this for real. No, they didn't. It was I mean, a lot of it was a set, but it was like it was fake. It looked fake.
But it's like they went in with CGI and like rounded out things.
Probably.
Smoothed it out something. I don't know. It looked weird.
I appreciate though that there was a lot of real sets.
True.
The town was a real set. A lot of the castle sets were real.
Set, yeah.
I appreciated that. Was there anything else I didn't like?
The CGI for the fucking dwarves is annoying to me.
It literally gave me chills. Literally, like
I don't understand.
Their faces.
Kind of
their
understand
faces are
why they did it, but
they're well. Once again, they don't look like real humans, quote unquote, in the cartoon either. They're very cartoony, while all the other people are very real. So I guess they want to capture that, but in a real movie, it looks weird.
That's my issue. This is supposed to be a live action movie.
Yeah.
But half of it looks like a cartoon still. It's all CGI cartoon.
Yeah.
Which doesn't, like, why make your live action then if you're just gonna fake everything?
Hey, tell that to the Lion King movies.
I don't call them live action. No.
Oh, anyway.
Nothing in that is real, for fuck's sake.
They, at first, I got that, what's it called? Valley.
Uncanny Valley?
Uncanny Valley, Polar Express feeling from the eyes.
Yeah.
The very dead eyes.
Yeah.
I warmed up to it, but I never accepted it. It was always like, those are weird CGI monsters.
I kept focusing on their noses because they had very, like, prominent pores on their noses.
Yeah.
I was like, why make CGI cartoon characters with pores on their noses? What's the point?
Yeah, it's like, are you making it realistic or are you making it cartoony? Choose.
Exactly. Make up your mind.
Yeah.
Oy.
Yeah. And then, of course...
That bothered me most.
Yeah, then, of course, the reshoots. Now, I'm not sure which was original and which was reshoots, but I think there's a clear delineation between, like, there are scenes that are these scenes and there are scenes that are these scenes.
I gotta be honest, I didn't notice.
Well, there's it has to do with the setting, but I also think that maybe a lot of the reshoots were to flesh out certain settings. Because some scenes are so drained of color, all the stuff in the city. I mean, it's supposed to be that way, but it's almost like, I don't know, it feels less like alive.
Yeah.
And not in a artistic choice way. It's almost like,
as in, whoops, they forgot a filter or two.
Yeah. And then you have all the stuff in the woods, which feels a lot more fantastical.
Almost too colorful.
Sure, yeah. So I think those are I don't know. I haven't looked up where but that's where I feel the reshoots were made. A lot of like fleshing out the first part of the story before she gets to the woods. Is there any?
I was gonna see quickly if there was like someone who pointed it out, but I don't think there is anyone who pointed that out.
Yeah.
No. I can't find any in the trivias.
Whoa! I just saw Wee Man, Jason Acuna, was actually one of the midgets actors who played one of the dwarves. Huh, okay.
Oh.
I didn't see his name in the credits. I mean, obviously there, but I didn't notice it. Anyway, cool. Anyway, yeah, so
I had a few issues with like the story in general as well.
Okay, yeah, because that's where I did not have like I said, it's not perfect, but like for what it was, I didn't have any issues with it. A little bit them introducing the like rebellion thing that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, it takes up like 10 minutes.
At one point, I was like, wait, are they going to make a sequel where they actually fight her? Or are they going to resolve that in the next 10 minutes? I was
a little worried about that.
There's not a lot of time left.
That was my main concern, because at that point, when they're kind of like, we're going to go and fight, I was, like I said, I was sold. I was in. I was like, no, don't ruin this with a big, dumb action scene in the end.
Yeah.
Please don't. And spoilers, they don't. Which made me love it even more.
But I guess to talk about story beats, we need to kind of spoil things. I suppose.
Listen. If you've seen the original, if you know Snow White, there's nothing to spoil. Nothing.
There's a few changes that people might not want to have spoiled.
Okay, from now on, spoilers.
But I was about to say, we're 30 minutes in, approximately, so spoilers. If you are very sensitive and don't want to know anything, then ignore this for now.
Sure.
Watch the movie and come back.
But tell me, what changes did they make?
Well, first of all, the dude's supposed to be a prince, not a fucking traveling whatever he is.
Well, also, he's in the original story, he's only in the last scene, or last page, whatever you want to call it.
Too.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that, whatever. A prince.
Whatever. Yeah, sure. They needed to build up his...
He's a prince. Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
They needed to build up the
and
romance.
What prince would just? That's a fault from the Grimm brothers. Why would a prince just randomly walk through another kingdom, especially one that's like controlled so totalitarian by an evil queen? It's just something they say. Oh, a young prince. But whatever. Okay. So in this one, he's a thief.
No, he's out hunting in the woods, and he happened to notice her coffin, and he gets the dwarves tell him about what happened to her, and he's like, "Oh, but she's so pretty," and I wish we could. We should bury her properly.
Woman.
No, he doesn't. In the original, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
In the original, he doesn't. She doesn't wake up from True Love's kiss in that one.
Oh
no, they they accidentally drop her coffin, and when she hits the ground, the piece of apple dislodges from her throat. But because she's not poisoned, she's choking.
Right. Okay. Sure.
She's like choking on the poisoned apple, but when it falls out of her mouth and her throat, she's fine.
Okay.
And when she wakes up, which she does immediately, everyone's so happy, and the prince is like, "Oh my god, I love you. Let's get married." And she's like, "Okay, you're pretty, sure."
But okay, so they changed that detail. Which version is better?
I kind of like the one where they try to bury her when he wakes up.
But when he's not a character at all, he just shows up in the end.
Because he doesn't have anything to do with the story. That's the thing. It's all about her.
Yeah, but it's about her. But
that would have been very feminist.
No, she just met him!
Love at first sight, or whatever.
No! Come on! You can't just introduce... That's bad story writing. You can't just introduce a character and then like, "Oh my god, you saved everyone, and now I love you, and we're gonna get married at the end."
He didn't save anyone!
Yes, he did!
Not in this one, not in the original. He just happens to be there when she wakes up, and she goes, "Wow, you're pretty."
But that's the implication, Rebecca. Stop it.
There's no saving anyone in the original.
Not save. It's implied because if he didn't show up, she would just cough up the apple cord and nothing would happen.
Well, depends on if they would have dropped the thing or not.
Then that is just an awful ending. I'm sorry, that's a terrible ending.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. What's the and how does the evil queen like that? How is she defeated? Is it
okay? So the ending is when they decide to get married.
Yeah,
they do, and the queen still thinks that Snow White is dead. But when she asks the mirror, then who's the fairest one of all, it answers the princess bride. And she's curious, of course, so she attends the wedding of the princess bride. You know, princes are just princes; they're not whatever country they're from. And then she sees that the bride is Snow White. But when she tries to sabotage the wedding, the prince realizes or gets told that she is the villain who poisoned Snow White, and he declares her an enemy of the kingdom. And she is, unfortunately, tortured by being forced to dance in iron slippers that have been heated by fire.
So now,
and she dies at the wedding.
Now there are some more gruesome details. Okay.
Yeah. But it's against the villain, so it's fine.
I still think making the prince / the love interest, whatever, making him an actual character is better.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like the original where it's just love at first sight. They kind of have the same in Cinderella.
Well, it is love at first sight here too. when the first time she sees him in the castle, she's like,
yeah, I guess.
Oh, that's why she helps him. And then that's like the first time they actually have time together, they almost kiss twice.
Yeah.
It is loud first sight. It's just that they actually get to know each other throughout the movie. So it's the same, but more. Okay. So.
Whatever.
I win. Next. No, I'm kidding. No, but what else?
Oh, no. No, there was just details that bothered me. Like the whole necklace thing. I don't know if I blinked and missed it, but all of a sudden she has her necklace back after giving it to Mr. Love Interest. I don't remember his name. What is his name?
Jonathan?
Jonathan. Yeah, but he's a...
I kept thinking of Jonathan.
He's the leader of the traveling band of whatever. Bandits? Are they bandits? I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
She gets it back from the old hag.
No, but there's an in-between there where she all of a sudden has it again. I think that's just what's it called when they miss a detail in filming? She wears it after she gives it to him before the crone gives it back to her.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, okay. But in the story, she gives it to him.
Yeah, and he gets captured.
The evil queen takes it, and
she takes it and she gives it back, as in trying to convince that too. I don't remember what the part when the crone goes to give her the apple. It's not like, oh, have an apple for the journey.
No, it's just have an apple. Like, oh, it's a beautiful apple. Taste my beautiful apple.
Well, maybe
and here they've just given her...
Gave it a purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Gave it a purpose. Like, she's on her way somewhere. Although it's kind of dumb, because she's packing a satchel full of apples. Then she opens the door and like, I have to go now!
And forgets her own bag.
Yeah, and takes her apple. But I mean, okay.
Sure,
Whatever. It's kind of dumb, though, that she almost like... It's almost like she knows. She's looking at the apple and like looking at her and like... I guess I have to.
Yeah, it's like, guess I'll take a bite right now.
I guess I eat the poison apple. Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, thank you, and just ran off.
Yeah. But that could have worked too, because she could have eaten and fallen in the forest, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. The other one isn't. It's just I don't understand why. It's not like a really an issue. But the whole in the beginning of the movie, they talk about how they have like diamonds and emeralds and all that stuff. But then the queen kind of claims it all. Once the evil queen obviously claims it all, especially after the king has disappeared magically or mysteriously, I guess.
No, he goes to fight the Southern Kingdom.
Yeah, but he never returns. That's what I mean.
No.
But
he dies.
The dwarves.
I think they say he dies later in the movie.
Yeah, eventually they get told that the evil queen, has like killed him.
Yeah.
But that before we know that, whatever.
Okay.
But the dwarves, when we get to see them work in their mine, they have so many jewels. What happens with those jewels?
I don't know what they do with it. Yeah.
I was like, what do you do with those?
I guess
because you just leave them in a pile in the cave, or like what's going on here?
Yeah.
But that was just me going, I don't get it.
That's because...
What's the point here?
That's because the story's written before world building was a thing. So you just had dwarves, they work in the mine, and they're really good at working in the mine, and then they go home and eat food, and then they sleep, and then they go back to the mine, so she can hang out with them and be friends with them and teach them about cleaning. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no point to it. And I'm fine. I was fine with that. Whatever.
No, I was
fine.
They
sell it, they make ornaments, they do whatever with it. And... they technically live in the dark forest.
True, so they don't. It's not like they trade with the humans.
Exactly, they don't trade with the evil queen kingdom. Maybe they trade with another kingdom on the other side or whatever.
Yeah.
Fine with that.
No, I just went. I don't understand.
But I mean, it's the same in the original.
That's true. It is.
Yeah,
yes.
So.
Other than that, I don't know. I don't think I had any issues other than that. But it just nothing really happened.
No, you know what? Nothing really happens.
Why does Dopey not speak? Is that a thing? I don't remember.
Because he's in the original, it's not. Here, it's another thing where it's for her to inspire hope. He's scared or something, and them kind of bullying him.
Yeah, he's scared of saying something wrong.
Yeah. In
I
the
think
original,
that's what
he's
they
just,
say, at
he's
least.
retarded, so he can't speak. Basically.
Yeah, that's true. And he's the only one who looks like cute and normal almost.
Yeah, which he also changed, because in the original cartoon, he's the one that looks the dopiest.
Yeah.
You know.
Here he looks kind of like a Smurf, but not
He looks
blue.
like a kid.
Yeah, that too. He's played by a kid.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not. But Andrew Barth Feldman, he doesn't look old. He's 20. He's 23.
Yeah, so he was 19, 18 when they made this.
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah. Not a lot happens, which you kind of know, because in the original story, nothing happens. She gets to the house.
Little cottage.
Yeah, they find her, and then she teaches them about cleaning, and then the crone comes, and then the apple, and they get married, and then the story's over.
I don't know if she teaches them about cleaning in the original. I think she cleans for them when they're in the mines or something.
Yeah. But here she teaches them about cleaning in a fun montage, which reminded me of the Hobbit movie.
Yes,
it's the only
and
good
being
part of the Hobbit
friends with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
You live together, but you bicker all the time.
And that is where this movie excels. Because the whole movie, it's kind of funny, because the hero's journey has lately kind of gotten some bad press, because Joseph, it's so old, it's so white, it's a white old man who came up with it, Joseph Campbell, all that, you know, the
Sure.
hero's journey. So it's kind of funny that this movie very, very, not strictly, but kind of strictly follows the hero's journey. Because Snow White.
Please remind me what the hero's journey is.
There's like
like the basic beats of it.
Yes, let me find the actual, because there are like.
Because I remember there's supposed to be, you meet up with like an old master who teaches you something in the middle somewhere.
Here it is. Hold on. The hero's.
But maybe I'm misremembering.
The hero's journey explained. So first you have your hero. You have your protagonist.
Sure. Yes.
Or at least, you know, the hero in this version, but in script it's protagonist.
Yeah, but the hero.
Yeah, you have Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Because that is the perfect one.
That is the classic perfect one. Yeah.
He lives or they live a modest life, or they live wishing for more, wishing they could do something.
Yes.
You know? And then
wishing for change.
Yeah, wishing for change. Yeah. What was she singing? Dreaming of a wish? Nay, what is it?
Something about wishing on the water to be my father's daughter or something.
She literally sings about it. Then there's the call to adventure, where it's like, we need your help, or you need to do this to save your family. Here it is, you need to escape, so that it's a little different, but it's
so I don't kill you.
So I don't kill you. Yeah, exactly. And then she gets some this is a more detailed ring, but it kind of works then, because then you have supernatural aid from the dwarves. They say that's supernatural, and all the animals are helping her. Is
Yoda the supernatural aid then?
Or Obi-Wan? The first Star Wars is Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's of course challenges and temptations. I'll skip the one called Threshold, Beginning of Transformation, because it's where she kind of goes through challenges, which is she needs to make the dwarves stop fighting. She needs to teach them about cleaning, and also there, what is she? Because and then you go through the death and rebirth, literally. Then literally. Because of that, you transform into this stronger character.
Sure.
And then you here they call it a tone, but you kill the evil wizard.
Yeah.
Defeat the evil.
You defeat the villain, and
then return home as a changed person. That's the hero's journey. Now in Snow White, she originally, when she lived with her mother and her father, it was a beautiful country, fucking communist country. Literally, the way they describe it is that they share everything.
Yeah, no one pays anything. They just share. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
It's the perfect communist country.
Which is funny, though, because for some reason the king lives in a much bigger house than everyone else. But whatever.
But everyone's allowed in if they need to.
I guess. I'm kidding.
Yes.
But then when the mom dies and the evil queen fucking snatches up the king, and lures him to his death, she basically enslaves the country. She takes everything that they make and they get whatever scraps she gives them.
Yeah.
Because she just wants power.
The bare minimum or whatever.
Yeah.
What they need to survive, because they don't need pies to survive.
Exactly. And
which I felt was Antonio. No, not Antonio. What's her name?
Marie Antoinette. Yeah.
Marie Antoinette reference. Yes.
Yeah. Me too. And Snow White, she's like she longs for the time when, first of all, where she was free, because she's basically a prisoner.
Yeah.
But also when her country, her friends were free. The good times before the dark times.
Yeah, when everyone was happy and sang and the.
So she knows,
danced and stuff.
yeah. So she knows I have to get my father back so he can bring justice to the kingdom.
Yes,
so that's her whole thing, But then she gets thrown into the woods, dark forest, and from there she has to find the southern kingdom, and she runs into these bandits. She's like, we fight in the name of the king, but that's really just something they say, but they're really just fighting for themselves.
Yeah, they're just saying it to piss off the queen, basically.
Yeah,
like we're not fighting with the queen, at least.
Yeah.
Or for the queen.
But then, in her time in the forest, she shows clear like leadership skills without even knowing it.
Sure.
Because she makes the dwarves stop bickering. She helps them. She helps them to like see the work together. Yeah. She even she even without even thinking about it, without the movie like pointing it out, she makes the bandits actually care about the cause, so to speak.
Sure.
And purely through the goodness of her heart. Because she's not like, you have to do this. No, she's like, I need to go do this, and they're like, God damn it, she's right. We'll help her.
Yeah.
That is natural. She's a natural born leader. The very thing her father said she was going to be when she grows up.
Sure. She's brave and strong and true and fair and all that stuff.
So when she finds out that her dad is dead, she's like, oh, all is lost. Then she literally dies, quote unquote, or falls asleep. But when she wakes up, she knows that like there's nothing he can do. The only one who can do anything is me. So she goes. And without a single sword, I guess technically one crossbow, but whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't her. That was someone else.
They kind of had to put that in there because he was making a lot of noise about that.
Yeah.
And by talking down her enemies, she killed them with kindness, literally. She defeats the evil queen and becomes the leader. She becomes the queen, so to speak.
See, I have a question, though, about that ending. Because, like, what was her plan? Was her plan literally to just stand there and try to talk sense into the evil queen?
Yes!
And hope that the people around her that she recognizes, that she remembers, would go, you are Snow White. We've missed you.
Yes!
Good, thank God this is a fairy tale, because that wouldn't work in real life.
No, but that's the thing. It is a fairy tale.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank God it's a fairy tale.
And they didn't try to make it more grounded or more real. No, it is a fairy tale, and they stuck to it all the way through. It's fairy tale logic, because guess what? It's a fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
That's true.
And other than the one fight scene between the bandits and the King's Guard or Queen's Guard.
Yeah.
There's no fighting, there's no punching, there's no battles, there's no death. It's all very nice, good for kids, except for the part where she runs in the dark forest. That was like legitimately kind of creepy. All the trees trying to eat her and stuff.
I don't really understand why.
and I also don't understand why they have to go so overboard that the trees are literally like demons.
Alive.
Yeah. They always do that, and it's like, it's always too scary for kids. Just make it a dark forest instead.
But I don't even know why they have to make it a dark forest. Just make it a forest.
Because she has to go into an uncertain future. Like, oh my god, am I going to make this? You can't just be, go into this wonderful forest.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
But we always know they end up in a beautiful glade.
Of course we do, because of Snow White. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so, you know. Anyway, I just love that they didn't, I mean, they sneakily infused some modern feminism that she technically kind of leads a revolution, technically, instead of just being a damsel in distress. But they did it without compromising the original story, and they did it without any finger wagging. Like, this was we talked about how Bong Joon-ho uses a sledgehammer to pound the message into your head. This was the antithesis of Mickey 17. This is like, they don't say anything, but they show through her actions. It's like, oh, and not even that she's like, and she's not a boss lady. She's not a fucking man. No, thank you. No, she falls in love with the first guy she sees. She's so kind and nice to the dwarves and never like, because, oh, men, of course they're gonna fight. No, because she just wants what's best for everyone. She's that good and kind. She's like fucking Jesus in that way. You know what I mean? And it was so nice. It was so nice to have such an not unironic, uncynical story, in which what could have been such an awful, cynical, like, boss lady fucking feminist story. Instead, they did what you should do. They wanted to inspire people instead of talking down to people. I loved that aspect.
Sure.
And it dragged me in to the point where I cried when she was poisoned. And cried tears of joy when everyone laid down their weapons instead of fought in the end. I was like, oh my god, she did it. I knew it was going to happen, but that's the power of a good story. I knew it was going to happen, and still I cried like, oh my god, she did it. And also, I also kind of cried tears of joy that it didn't turn into a punch fest in the end. I was like,
I'll agree with that part. I was like, do not put in a war here.
No,
do not do anything. All we needed was basically everyone to see that, she is evil and us together can stop her. Yeah. There we go. Fine. We don't need to fight her. We just need to arrest her.
And that's what they did.
All good and dandy. However.
Okay.
I do not agree with the whole subtle feminist, she did it out of the kindness of her heart and everyone just liked her because of...
Really?
That felt like pure fucking bullshit, if I'm being honest. Everyone just looked at her and went, okay, we'll do what you say. That was the opposite of feminism, if I'm being honest, because that was pretty privilege.
Well, no,
she is a pretty girl, so we're gonna listen to her, and she gets to do whatever she wants to.
No, okay, yeah. Well, now you're being the performative feminist. So pretty girls can't be feminists.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yes, you do, because they can't actually struggle because they have pretty privilege.
No, she struggled.
To be a feminist is to struggle, Rebecca.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes,
Shut up.
It is.
Listen to me.
The way you're talking about it, the way you're using the word privilege is to be a feminist is to struggle because the world is unfair.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying when she whistled, the dwarves looked at her. When she showed up in the bed and they realized, you're a human, instead of going, you broke into our house and just slept in our beds without our permission.
Yeah.
Everyone except for Grumpy went, but you're pretty, it's okay.
It's not that she's pretty. It's that she...
They even say that she's pretty.
Yeah, but they're still scared of her. It's when she whistles.
Yeah, but they still let her stay. It's not until the morning after that she whistles.
Okay, so what would they have done? What should they have done? To throw her out?
Yeah, make her like, wait, I just need to stay a night this has happened to me. Explain why she's in trouble. Not just like, you invaded our home, but it's okay, you can stay.
But I don't think she specifically says like, "Oh my God, the evil queen wants to kill me," but they say no, you have to leave. But then some of them say, "No, it's okay, we can't just throw out there. It's too dangerous." That's just being a decent human being. Doesn't matter if she's pretty or not.
Yeah.
So if she was ugly, they would be like, "Nah," and thrown her out.
I mean, in some stories, yes, that happens.
What stories?
I can't think of a specific one off the top of my head.
No, because the thing, it's not that she's pretty. I mean, she is. I mean, they could have picked whatever. It's
what?
No, I mean, I said she's pretty. Yeah, Rachel Zegler isn't ugly, but I mean, she's not like, whoa, whatever. It doesn't matter. She's pretty.
She looks young. That's the thing, because Snow White is supposed to be pretty young.
Okay. But that's not the point. The point is that she is inherently good. That's the point.
But they haven't had time to see that. They just sense it, or
yes! What? When a person just oozes goodness, have you never been around a person like that?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
No.
Jesus. You're never just like I like 10 minutes into talking to them, you're like, I really like this person. Like,
I've only seen that in people online, and I don't know if that's their true identity then. So
okay.
No, I've never met one in real life that I just went, yeah, I like you because you're nice.
Oh, okay.
Without having to get to know them first.
Okay, I have. I think most people though can like recognize like this is a really, really nice person.
I mean, sure, but not to the point where I would like blindly trust them with anything.
But that's because it's a fairy tale. We talked about this. You're trying to apply real life logic. It's a story. It's a fairy tale. It's fairy dust.
Yeah, but you can still have some sort of human element in it. You can't just explain everything away with, it's a story. It's fairy tale.
But would you criticize the original for that then?
Yes.
Okay. I've never heard you do that, but okay.
No, because we haven't talked about the original
I guess.
enough.
No, that's true. Okay. So in any story where the explanation is simple, just you won't buy it. Even though it's like a 12-page fairy tale, they have to explain why she's good, or give another explanation than she's nice, she's good, she's pretty.
I'm starting to see. I'm reading through the super summary I found. It's like, why did they allow her?
Because it's the decent thing to do when someone shows
No.
up.
No. In the original, they strike a deal in which Snow White can live with them in exchange for housekeeping work.
Yeah, because it was two men who
and
wrote
they
it in
also
the
warned her to
1800s.
refuse strangers who arrive at the door.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Because it was written by two men in the 1800s, so...
Yeah, but I mean, also, if you can't offer anything else, for house and border, you offer to clean and cook.
Yeah, sure.
That's common sense.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense, in my opinion, if they went, yeah, you can stay, but then, I mean, at least clean up after yourself, or like, you can help out with whatever this one. If you bring in, hey, if you go and chop up some wood and bring it in, sure, you can stay the night and have a meal.
That's the thing, though. She does. It's just that they don't tell her to. Because they want to, like, how magical would it be if they're like, yeah, okay, you can stay if you cook and clean for us. That's not magical fun time.
They could have made it magical fun time.
They
That's when
did!
Singing.
They did! By her...
No, that's the morning after when she like, oh, why are you bickering so much? Let's clean together.
Yeah, well, they literally said that we can't throw her out in the middle of the night. You can stay for the night, but after that, you're out of here. But then she helps them to clean up, and she helps them to, like, work together, and like, oh my god, oh, she made a positive change in our lives. You know what? You can stay. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I don't know, I just don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
It seems too... it's too simple.
Well, you have 100 minutes to tell the story. What, how are you gonna... We're arguing over, it's a fairy tale.
Yeah, I know.
I don't see why there need to be more.
Everything just came too easy, and it didn't feel like a proper story.
Okay. I disagree, but okay.
Yeah. But it's fine to disagree.
Yeah,
We've said that before.
But I don't...
We don't have to convince each other.
Yeah, but I also don't understand the argument. That's the thing. I don't have to... I can understand your argument, but disagree with it. I don't understand. What should they have done? How should they have done without it feeling like weirdly grounded and too real?
But that's the thing. Why make a live action movie if you're not going to ground it and make it a little bit real?
Well,
then just make a cartoon.
Well, live action movies doesn't have to be grounded.
A little bit.
No, they don't. Have you seen Avatar?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen Star Wars? What do you mean they have to be grounded?
But this is a fairy tale based in real life. It's humans. It's not freaking Navi and shit.
Okay. I still don't understand why it has to be grounded. Just
and it's because you have the other Disney princesses, which is the same universe. If you want to go that far,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Technically, it is.
There was no shared universe in the 30s.
No, but now it is.
Whatever. Okay, that doesn't matter. What does that matter? Okay, yeah. So the other ones were a little more realistic. Yeah, that's why they sucked. That's what I'm.
The Cinderella one is great.
I haven't seen the Cinderella. I saw the Beauty and the Beast one. It sucked ass. I saw Little Mermaid. We talked about it. Sucked ass.
That one sucked. Yeah.
No. The problem is, I haven't even seen the Lion King one. I know it sucks.
I'm not counting that one.
I've seen most of it in the YMS video. Whatever. That was the problem. The problem with making a live action remake of a cartoon fairy tale is that they for some reason have to ground it. Why? It's a fairy tale. Doesn't matter if you tell it in a cartoon format or live action format. It should still just be a fairy tale, and this was that.
Yeah, but this is the worst fairy tale to try and make a movie about. Because nothing happens in this movie, in this story.
Yeah, and but things happen.
Because everything just kind of happens for no reason. Everything just goes clears everything. Yeah. It's just fine.
Yeah, that's the original story.
There's no proper strife. There's no problem. There's no issue to solve, really.
Yeah. I know, but
which makes for bad storytelling.
But that's what they changed here.
No, she didn't have any issues. She had one fight with the Queen's Guard.
Why do you have to have fights? Not every movie has to have fights.
That's the only issue I could find. She had no other issue that she ran into. Everyone she met just went, "I'll help you."
Yeah, but she didn't
have to convince anyone.
Yeah, no.
She didn't have to
But that's the point. That's the point! She unites everyone!
That makes it for a boring story!
But what do you mean? Okay.
She just walked into the city and everyone saw, it's her!
Yeah,
and everyone's,
it's Snow
White!
The wonderful princess that everybody loved, who they thought...
She didn't even have to convince them that she was her!
Because they thought she was dead, and then they saw it was her, and they were like, oh, she's alive!
How did they know it was her, not just an imposter?
Oh my god!
Because fairy tale.
And she has the same dress, and it's not been that long. She looks the same. If you don't meet someone for 4 or 5 years, you recognize them.
No, but they said in the beginning that they forgot she existed. They forgot who she was, even when she was out with them.
Yeah, because she wasn't spiritually the same anymore. She was defeated, but now she came back strong and confident, and that's the princess we remember. It's a metaphor, Rebecca.
Yeah, okay,
that's the point. Now you're falling into the whole world building trap where everything has to be everything has to make sense. I know we talk about there needs to be inward logic and all that, but I don't think they broke any logical rules. So I didn't have a problem with the fairy tale aspect of it. Not at all. It was so nice to not have everything be so fucking dour for once. It was nice.
I mean, the evil queen didn't even pose a threat.
That's not... What do you... What? She had enslaved the entire kingdom.
Yeah, but there was like they never showed us that she was proper evil and did anything except for sit in her own fucking throne room and eat nice food.
Yeah. But then we fall into they should have had like raids. We should have been a fucking Kristallnacht scene where they were throwing.
No.
What did you want? How? So if they tell you she's the evil queen, what more do you actually need in a fairy tale?
We didn't get to see like the.
Because this is what that is.
Yes, but it's also a movie.
So yeah, it's a movie for.
You can't just.
It's a movie for 6-year-olds.
Yeah, that's why we're not going to argue anymore. What's the point?
I don't understand. I don't understand. What you want is you want the 2012 Kristen Stewart Snow White, where they add all the real elements, and there's the queen is actually a threat, so they have to fight her. No, but okay, but what would you add to make it better?
In the 2012 Kristen Stewart one, where they fight a troll? No,
but you know what I mean. Okay, so what would you add to make it better? How would you make it better?
I would honestly just have her talk more and have her convince people more with describing the issue and explaining who she was more. Not just go stand there and people go, sure, I'll follow you.
She does do that. That's all she does. All the time. She tells the dwarves. She tells the dwarves what she has to do, and they're like, oh no, it's too dangerous, She tells
the dwarves that she needs to try and find their father in the Southern Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone already knows that the evil queen is ruling the kingdom. So like, oh, that's why you're doing it. Yeah? Oh, yeah, okay. And then she explained it to them. Okay.
In one sentence. She didn't convince them.
What else?
She just told them, I'm on my way to the Southern Kingdom.
Yeah, what else does he have to say? Well, I need to bring back my father from the Southern Kingdom so he can defeat the evil queen.
Yeah, but you can't do that alone, so she needs to convince them to help her.
That's what she does with the thieves.
By saying, okay, and what does she say to them? Because she says nothing to them either. They're on their way to leave until the guard comes along. The Queen's Guard comes along.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they go, oh, you're clever. You did the dress trick. Now we're going to help you.
Yeah. So if she did that, you would say, oh, that was pretty clever. We're still not going to help you.
Okay, but she can obviously fend for herself. Why do they need to help her?
Because they want to help her. People sometimes just want to help people.
Sure.
Once again, that whole.
But never in a fairy tale.
Yes, they do, because they like the person in Snow White. That's what they do. They first like, no, we'll fight for ourselves. That's literally what the song is about. Like, princess, we're not gonna help you. We have to fend for ourselves. You have princess privilege. Yeah, and
then Jonathan
basically
falls in love with her and goes, nah, we're gonna help her.
No, wait. First, they get attacked, and she helps to fend them off. She helps them, and they're like, oh, sure. Shit, thank you. And like,
then Jonathan takes an arrow to the shoulder.
Yeah, because obviously he fell in love with her. He's a guy. Of course he's gonna like her. She's a girl.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. And then they
Doc helps him.
Yeah, because Snow White has helped him. Now he's like, yeah, of course I'll help you. Not only because I like you, but because you helped us. Oh, okay. Then they all, they all have their fun. Oh, he's alive. Oh, dancing, blah, blah, blah. And they almost kiss. And then, they go off to, I don't remember what they go off to do. They have to, like, run away. Oh, yeah. Because you don't want to because the guards are looking for the band of thieves now. So they run away. Snow White says, yeah, me, I don't want them to find this house. So I'll go on my journey to, the Southern Kingdom. Yeah, they break up there. And that's when she
gets
the
poisoned.
Poison apple. Yeah, exactly. Jonathan gets captured. All of them. No, Jonathan only gets captured. Right.
Yeah.
And then
I don't even remember how she wakes up, if I'm being honest.
How she wakes up? Well, he escapes because he's like, I need to.
Oh yeah, him and the huntsman escape the dungeons.
Yeah, they escape the dungeons. And he goes back like, not that I need to help her. I want to be with her because I love her.
And he finds her and
poison.
kisses her.
And he's like, God damn it! Like, no, I wasted it all. Fuck. So he gives her a kiss on the forehead. Nice touch. No, it's on the lips. Sorry, it's on the lips.
On the lips.
And then she wakes up. He's like, "You're alive! Yes!" And she's like, she has a second chance now, and also she finds out that her dad is dead.
Yes.
So then she's like, well, I guess I'll give it a shot, and she goes there without any without knowing if she's gonna do it, but out of the goodness of her heart, she hopes. She's willing to sacrifice herself to save the kingdom from the evil queen. So she goes there, and that goodness radiates out of her, emanates out of her, and just makes people want to join her. That's leadership. A natural born leader does that. What else do you need to add to that? That she sits down and explain it more?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why? What would she say?
I don't fucking know. I didn't write a script.
Give me something. If it's so bad, you know? That they actually sit down at like a tavern and like, look, princess, like this is how it is. The guards run around and take all our money. We only get to keep what little we need to eat, and the rest the queen takes. It's a bad world out there, but that's why we steal and take for ourselves. They already say that in the song. That's what the song is about when
she sings about the dream or wish.
No. When the first time they meet out in the woods, not the first, but the first time they meet out in the woods, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna help you, pretty princess. He literally kind of says what you says.
Princess problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's called. He's like, I have enough trouble like keeping my own mouth fed and my band, you know. So I'm not going to go off on some crazy quest trying to help you save the kingdom. I got to save my own hide. But then she, without asking for anything, because she's like, okay, fine, she just helps them. And I'm like, oh, wait. You can just do things selflessly? Wow. What a great example she led.
See, I'm usually the disgustingly positive person in this duo. In this case, you're going overboard with it.
But
I think
that's what they're trying to say. I don't understand.
But that's not how it works. You can absolutely do things out of the kindness of your heart, and yeah, sure, it inspires people. But you can't just stand in the middle of a square and an entire town just goes, yeah, we'll stand behind you. And then she says 4 names, and everyone goes, yeah, let's kill the queen.
But
all she does is like, oh, I remember how it used to be.
Yeah. Do you remember? And like, what? And the only one that is stopping us from being that is the queen.
Then why did they even like allow her to change it in the beginning?
Cause that's what
Because it's a fairy tale, so I mean, they could just not go that way.
She manipulated them. Oh, they don't. Oh, what? Okay. That's all.
We could go on for hours.
The movie would
do this.
The movie would be 2.5 hours if they had to explain. She married the king, influenced him, obviously, to like change some things. And when he left, she took over and like, I guess we have to do what the queen says because she's the queen.
Yeah.
Even though they don't agree with the changes, they still have to do it. Because the first thing she did was conscript all the men into the army. So, and then if anyone, said no, should send the army at them.
But if everyone said no, there wouldn't be an army.
Yeah, I know, but not everyone says no. You know what you need in order for it to say no? You need a Caesar. You know? When he said no, everyone else started saying no. When Snow White showed up and said, you know what? fucking queen bitch. No, we won't, serve you anymore. That's when everyone like, you're right. Why are we following her? She's one person. That's what a good leader does. That's the whole point.
You know what? Fine. Just leave it at that. Fine. You're right. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The movie's fantastic. Let's give it 4 stars.
No, I don't. That's not. You don't have to do that. I don't understand what more you want.
I just want more. There's nothing going on in this movie. I need something to happen. I need them to have some sort of issue with each other. I need to have more than just, I fell into the woods, but I found a place to sleep. I fell asleep and I woke up after breaking into their house, but they're okay with it. I wake up the next morning and tell them, hey, let's not fight. And they stop fighting. I walk into the woods. I meet the bandits. And they just go, yeah, we'll help you. I helped them a little bit, sure. But they went, I will help you first. Because they said, you go ahead and do that stuff, and we're going to do this, so they chase us instead. But then the guards come.
Yeah, but that's to help her get out of there. It's not to help her get the kingdom back.
No, I didn't say to get the kingdom back. I said just help.
So they were just going to push her in front of the guards?
She convinces the doc to try, even though he's not a doctor, to try and save Jonathan. And yeah, sure, it works for magical reasons, because fairy tale. They all live happily ever after until, oh wait, we still need to, the queen killed the king, so we need to avenge him. Let's figure out something. We'll go do that, and you go do that, and then we meet up. And she dies, but he saves her from magical kiss. Again, I hate that part of Snow White in general.
Okay, sure.
And then she walks into the town, and everyone goes, yay! How is that a story? That's, you know what it is? No, you know what it is? It's a children's story.
It's a children's story.
Which is why I don't understand why they chose to make I don't understand why they chose to make a movie out of the shortest and the most boring children's story.
Because it was, because back in the day, Snow White was popular, and they could...
Yeah, but now, why did they choose to make it now?
Because people remember the old one. They wanted to make money, that's why.
Yeah, and that fucking sucks.
But I also appreciated that it all didn't have to be strife. It's a little bit going back to this. You know what this felt like? I'm just so dumb. It kind of felt like Star Trek. Like the good characters, they didn't have to. Or this wasn't the Avengers where they spent half the movie fighting each other. No, they're friends. They become friends, and together they fight the evil thing. This was Justice League. They didn't have to fight each other.
Who said they had to fight each other?
Okay, they didn't have
just need
to argue.
Talk.
They did talk.
Not enough.
Not enough. So you just wanted the movie to be longer. That's it.
They could have switched out the songs for discussions. I would have been happy.
It's a Disney movie. There are always going to be songs.
I don't remember any songs from Cinderella, but sure.
Maybe they didn't do it in that one, but I mean, they did it in Beauty and the Beast. They did it in The Lion King. They did it in Aladdin. They did it in Mermaid movie, whatever it's called.
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, yeah, because it's part of the Disney thing. All their animated classics have musical numbers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Out of the live-action movies I've seen, which does not include the Lion King movies, this one was the most boring one. Even worse than The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, okay, but it was boring because they didn't spend more time talking.
Yeah. Which is weird, because normally I don't like people talking in
exactly.
movies.
So more talking would have made it less boring.
Yeah.
This was like storytelling distilled into its purest form. That's what I liked about it. It was
too simple for me.
It was like an hour 40 without credits. It's wonderful. Yeah. I loved it. It was like
an hour 30 without credits.
It was an hour 47 with credits. Oh, maybe it was 17 minutes credits. I don't know. Okay. It was between 90 and 100 minutes long. Oh my god, that was so nice. And they managed to tell a full story. Whoa!
I didn't like it.
They had every story beat you need, but you wanted to insert a couple of extra copies of those story beats. That's it.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Brevity is the soul of wit, Rebecca.
Yeah, we hate short form content as well, so...
Yeah, I hate we talked about this last time. I hate short form content. I don't hate short stories. If the story's well told, doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes or 10 hours. Well, should be 10 hours, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I hate like TikToks unless it's a story.
Sure. This story, though, could have been told in 30 minutes, and it would have been the same. If you want to make it an hour 40, you gotta add something.
But it was okay.
Yeah, it was an hour 40, and it was boring.
Okay. I don't get it. Okay.
Let's agree to disagree.
Sure.
I can't stand this anymore. We've been yelling at each other for an hour 20, so...
Yeah, because I don't see I don't understand your argument. I don't.
No, and I don't understand yours.
You don't understand my argument?
No, I don't.
So you disagree and don't understand it?
Yes.
You don't understand.
You know what? We can leave it at this for now, and then in the Patreon episode we can have better examples for each other.
Sure. Okay. Then we're recording the Patreon right now.
No, because I have to look up better examples. I don't have any off the top of my head.
What do I have to look up then? Because I don't understand what I
don't fucking know. If you have yours, you're fine, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This episode got completely derailed. I'm sorry. I don't know.
What? Okay, what else did you want to talk about except for the fact that the story was great?
No, that was it. But it just became us yelling at each other. I don't know. It wasn't a lot of fun.
No, because we didn't agree.
Yeah, but no, we don't have to agree. But usually, I can at least make you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, you're not. I don't understand, and you don't understand me, obviously.
Yeah, no, yeah, I kind of understand, but I don't understand why you just want them to say the same thing but more times. Why you want
them to?
Why you want it to be more real?
I want it to be more evolved, more developed.
But why?
Because it felt like a snooze fest. I fell asleep.
All right. The thing with this podcast is that I want to, even if I can't make people agree with me, that's not the point. I want people to understand why my opinions, and that's you're kind of my bollplank.
Sure, yeah. I'm the audience here.
You're the audience, yeah. And I can't make you understand my arguments, even if you don't agree with them. I can, and that's
very frustrating.
Very frustrating because then I have failed. And it's very, very frustrating because
it happens very rarely, though. So
for some reason, I liked this. Yeah, I liked this movie of all movies. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, I don't think anyone is. We'll see you next week, I suppose. Bye.
Bye.
The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It's produced and hosted by Tobias Vedén. Co-host is Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. CK85, Kristoffer Bylén, Daniel Gaiso, Annika Vedén, Jacob, Mom and Mac, and Laura Kinney.